The beginning.
In the beginning. Yes, in the beginning. Give that mic a little smackaroo.
It's your future gen.
Give me some bumblebees there, Bronson.
That
was beautiful.
I don't know what those things are, so I just made it up.
That was good.
Are you sure you weren't in BYU vocal point?
Matt Eisele. Give me some words with S's and B's in it, but not swear words.
Sounds good to hear you be here, Bronson.
I like that. I like that. That was great.
S's and B's.
That was great. That was great.
Well, what is up, everybody? HIG Podcast here. Episode number
7.
That's my wife's favorite number.
Oh.
Well, I think it's her answer to everything.
Shout out to Jen.
Shout out to Jen. Again, she makes an appearance on every episode. It shows you where my mind is.
Yes, it's a good thing.
Yeah. I am MattyP here, as always, with
Bronson Kaufusi. What's up, everybody?
What is up, Bronson? What's up, everybody? Here from the Harris Financial Center in Provo, Utah. Lots has happened since our last one.
Yeah.
Bronson, welcome to new child
Yes.
to this earth.
I have a new baby girl. She's officially 5 days old.
5 days old, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And today we have a very special guest. It's another Matt.
Yes, Matt Eisele.
Matt Eisele. What's up, Matt?
How are you guys doing? Good to be here.
Hey, yeah, good to be here. It feels like we've almost done this before. This camaraderie.
Yes, it does.
I just feel so close to you guys right now.
Hey, we tight.
Happy to be here. Part of the podcast.
Yeah, part of the team, part of the podcast. So for those who haven't listened to our latest episode, episode 6 with Matt Denning,
CIO.
our CIO here,
man.
highly recommend you listen to that. Matt's a good dude. Matt Denning, he's done a lot, not just with Harris Investment Group here, but just a lot in the investing world. It's interesting to pick his brain. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, his background, when you ask him questions about different areas, different assets, it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, so check it out if you haven't yet. It's a good one. It's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I think I've said that about every single one because they're all really good.
Until this one with Matt Eisele.
It might be better.
It might be better.
It could be. It's a Matt still, we got the same name.
Yeah.
Greatness follows greatness.
There are a lot of Matts here at Harris Investment Group. Let me tell you a little bit about Matt. Matt here, he's probably are you the youngest employee here?
I think I am.
He's a young one, maybe the youngest. He doesn't have any kids. Not married yet.
I think I actually am by like 4 years.
All right, 4 years. And so as you can guess, he brings a lot of youth to the team. He helps keep us working with a smile and having fun. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if there's anybody who's more competitive with cornhole.
He is a cornhole competitor.
He taught me how to play cornhole, and I think I've won like 98% of our games.
I don't like bringing that up, the losing part. I don't like talking about losing, but I will say
he's on the up and up. He's on the up and up.
I tried to get locked in. I thought I was locked in. You were just more locked in than I was.
Well, bro, here's the thing is, a lot of it's luck for me. I'm not going to lie. So thank you for teaching me the ways of cornhole and for the competitive nature that you bring here, but also for the youthfulness that you inject into, our day-to-day. So, yeah, welcome to the show, Matt. We're stoked to have you.
Excited to be here.
Happy that you're part of the team. He also drives a great truck. So I had to throw that out there. I felt bad about saying that I win most of the cornhole matches that we play. But
Compliment off.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, of course. So here at Harris Investment Group, I am an analyst, a financial analyst. The main analysis that I do is for properties that we're acquiring or potentially acquiring. So I probably run through anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 properties a week, just looking at them.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, depends on the week, depends on the volume, what the brokers are sending out. But
wait, so you're saying the brokers are sending you the deals? So I'm just clarifying it for people that don't know how we work over here. So we have these are private relationships.
Yeah, private relationships between me and the brokers, between Matt Denning and the brokers.
Cool.
Lots of the times Matt and I will be talking to the brokers together, just developing that relationship. Then they'll find deals either on market or off market and send them to us, and I'll be the one taking the first take at the deal, first look at it.
Wow, that's awesome. I feel like that's one of the things that makes Harris Investment Group super unique is getting, private deals, off-market deals. And, I think, and it stems from Jason Harris, right? But it's all about relationships. Like this firm was built off of relationships. So, it's awesome to see that. I know, like with me, I talk to a lot of brokers and they'll, we'll build a relationship. They'll start sending us deals. And it's awesome because then I just send it over to Matt 1 or Matt 2 or Matt 3.
The Matts.
One of the Matts will
duo.
get it. Yeah. But it's great. It's great.
It'll end up in my inbox either way.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a question for you. So when you get this deal or any deal, right, what's your favorite variable to look at? Like what's your favorite number or statistic that you love to dive into?
Yeah. I think that one of the most telling things about a property that tells part of its story is its OpEx ratio, which is basically the amount of expenses it has versus the income that it's bringing in versus its NOI, so it's operating income. So the higher the expenses versus the income, the higher that ratio is going to be. So a higher ratio could signal potentially trouble with the property, while a lower ratio would reflect good income and low expenses.
I like that. Maybe could you do like very simple numbers?
Yeah, how does that work out?
Yeah.
Can you paint a picture for us? So like you get something that comes across your desk. You said an OpEx, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the first thing that you do? And run us through like basic scenario example with easy numbers.
Yeah, of course. So basically when these deals are getting sent to me, I'm getting 3 things from the broker. I'm getting a rent roll, I'm getting a T12, which is a trailing 12-month statement of the financials for the property, and then I'm getting an OM, an offering, I got to think of the word now.
Memorandum.
Yeah, an offering memorandum.
Gotcha.
And so we're finding out our OpEx from that T12. We're taking their total income and we're taking their total expenses and we're doing total expenses divided by total income right there. And anything that is above like 80% it means that I need to go in and look and see where is this company or where is this property having issues.
You're like a property detective.
Kind of.
Sometimes.
A lot of it is definitely like investigative work into areas, into management. I read like reviews. Like there's actually a lot that goes into figuring out what's right and what's wrong with a property.
Wait. So is your last name Holmes?
Holmes?
Yeah,
I'm
as in your dad is Sherlock Holmes?
Matt Holmes.
Matt Holmes right here.
Matt
I love
Eisele.
it. No, that's awesome. That's really interesting. I think it's important that people and listeners know when we get our deals, what's being analyzed, how we get the deals are important. And you're doing 10 to 15 a week. That's a lot. That's a lot. Would you say it picked up?
On a busy week? It really is a lot of fluctuation right there. Like this week, I'll probably do 2 or 3. But like on busy weeks, like I could do 10 to 15 it takes a lot of time, but that'll be tough.
Wow. So would you say we're like mid-year 2024, would you say the deals have picked up? Would you say they've kind of slowed down in the middle of the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you see right now in the market?
I would say I see a lot of steadiness, especially from May until mid-July. It's been pretty consistent on the deal flow that I've seen. And part of the reason for that is just because we have contacts in so many different markets. When one market stops sending deals, another market picks up. And there's always an influx. There's always too many deals that I feel like to be sent to analyze all of them.
That sounds like a good problem, though.
It is a good problem.
Options are good.
Options
right?
are good, but then you have to decide which one is worth looking at, which one's not worth looking at.
And that's when you're, what did you call it again? OpEx?
I mean, you have to actually look at the deal to find the operating expense for it. But
so when a deal does come through, say that you have like 20 deals come through in a day.
okay.
How do you pick like which ones are worth the OpEx? You just do a little bit of homework or look at the financials?
It's all about precedent at that point, you know? Where have we done deals before? Where have we looked at deals before? And what do we like about the markets and what do we not like about the markets?
So we have knowledge in specific markets. Obviously we do, because we have properties in many different markets.
Yeah, with the exposure that all of our portfolios have, just being familiar with the properties that Harrison Investment Group has kind of guides us in the right direction of where we want to go and where we don't want to go.
I like that because you're taking what you know, right? Like 100% know, and now you're bringing the new stuff. But because you already have a bank full of knowledge in this area, it's a lot easier to decipher, you know, how does this compare with what we're already seeing in that market? And so, that's awesome. That's great.
And that plays a huge role in deeper analysis as well. The reason why I brought up OpEx is because it's very surface level. It's not hard to find. It's not something that takes a ton of time to get. And it can be different in any single market, but it's telling, and it tells you where you need to look.
No, I like that. It's kind of like the first stone that you uncover, and then it takes you to the next step.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. So outside of that, okay, we understand you look at a lot of deals. What's the secondary job or skill that you're always implementing?
Yeah, I do a lot with the properties that we already have as well, mainly with their renovation side. I look at a lot of the renovations that get done, and I help get the budget for that, the bridge debt that we use to budget for those properties. I help get that money out from the lender so that way we can reimburse the properties for what we spent for renovations.
So going into that, you know what a property needs. Do you like identify like X amount of rooms or X amount of units and then figure that out and then use that to kind of create, you know, the amount of money that we need to renovate it? Or how does that look? 'Cause I know that you've worked on a lot of properties. We used to sit right by each other when we were down on the third floor. It's been a minute.
So I'm not the one who necessarily comes up with the renovation budget for it. When I'm modeling deals, I do come up with kind of a amount that I think we would need for a renovation budget.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
But I definitely am in the know of what is happening with the units, what units are being renovated, what the status of those are, and where we are on property renovations in total percentage-wise for different properties that we have.
So you're saying that when I make my quarterly reports, I could come talk to you and you could give me a very accurate number.
I would hope that I could, yeah. If it means being able to hang out with MattyP more, yes, the answer is yes.
Let's do it. All right.
I really like what you said about you go pretty much extract the money from the lender. I think that's super interesting because the strategy we run is the value add strategy, and we are getting financing. So maybe you could touch on what's the dream, that dream process or cycle for you. Like you're ready to go extract the money from the lender. You know, what's the dream cycle?
Yeah. I mean, trust me, Bronson, I got dreams about this left and right because the process, sometimes it's not easy. You have a lot of units being renovated. You have a lot of different work that needs to be done. You have flooring that needs to be done, resurfacing of counters, painting, all these different things that are happening, replacing HVAC systems, replacing water heaters. And it's tracking down these invoices associated with all this stuff, compiling them, getting them out, saying where are we percentage-wise of these units, and then submitting that to a lender and saying, are they going to approve and deny it? So my dream process would be organization, just everything so organized where I could just go in, just have all my invoices listed, all my amounts listed, and say, I know for a fact that these units are done because I've talked to the property manager at the property. They've confirmed that, and I know the amount of money that we can withdraw from the lender, and they all fit together like a little puzzle.
So that's something interesting to talk about, because a lot of people might not know that, is as we're doing, as we get our budget, right? And then as we're doing the exteriors, right? Usually first, right? And then we go inside and we start doing the interiors. As each thing happens, like you just said, from paint to flooring to, maybe it's carpet, maybe it's some of the appliances, you're having to go back to the lender to get that money out every time.
Yeah.
As each thing happens.
Mm-hmm. As each thing happens. So we submit draws for properties on a very regular basis. Essentially, almost for properties that we're doing draws every 4 to 6 weeks, we're working on a draw process for those to make sure that the money's coming through, that we're paying our vendors, that we're staying up to date with what we need to get done.
Wow, sounds like he makes the world go round, MattyP.
Yeah, I had no idea how professional Matt Eisele is. I'll kick his butt on the cornhole course, but man, I honestly didn't know how in-depth and professional and important your role was until sitting down today. How sad is that? We've been working with each other for about a year. Maybe I just need to ask you more find-out questions.
Yeah. During cornhole. To distract him, so that way
instead of the trash talk, man.
Yeah. Dang, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man. So this is my last question. Because I know there's draws that are happening right now.
There's draws that are happening.
They're happening, right? What would you say is the greatest lesson you've learned since being with Harris Investment Group?
That's a good question. I think that the greatest lesson that I've learned is just to be willing to put yourself out there. If you see something that you think that you can do, you should go and you should try to do it. If you for example, in my work, if I see a property and I want to try to model it a certain way and make certain assumptions based on the market that I've looked at, I should do that. And I should be able to go and talk to Matt, and I've done this before, and we go over my assumptions and we talk about what I did right, what I did wrong, based on his opinion, based on my opinion. Just be able to put yourself out there, be able to come up with your ideas. Don't feel restricted on what you can and can't do, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I like that. It's an environment of empowerment, almost. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to try
action.
something out.
And that's championship culture right there. That's actually, it's great that you say that, just because when I was deciding to come and, join the firm and Jason and what was going on is I wanted to be around championship culture because that's what I was used to, right, from football. And that is one of the byproducts of championship culture, is allowing the individual to be their best selves and to not be afraid to, to be their best selves. But then what it does is everyone else gets to be their best selves. And in your, in what you do, being able to move like that and to, bring things to the table, I think that speaks a lot about the culture over here at Harris Investment Group.
Yeah, totally. And another cool thing too is you said you'll sit down and have reviews with Matt Denning. I think that knowing that you can approach something and be proactive and do your best, and you will have successes, but also knowing that you can sit down and you can discuss your failures or the times that you stumbled, because you will stumble and you will fall when you try new things like that, when you're proactive. Ultimately, it turns out more beneficial for yourself, more beneficial for the team. But being able to sit down and review those and be able to do that in an environment that's not fear-based, but is very constructive, I think it's really important. I think it's really cool. I think we have that here.
Yeah.
Matt Eisele on the show. Man, thanks for joining us today, Matt Eisele.
Thank you guys.
Man, we're going to have him back on the show. Maybe we'll do the Matt to Matt, back to back. Every time from now on.
I like that.
Because it's kind of fun to talk to this side of the business, and hear what they're seeing, talking about the markets and different things. I think it's great.
The Matts.
Maybe we'll do all the Mats at the same time.
The Trio Matt podcast.
I don't know. It might implode.
Too many Mats.
Too many Mats.
But yeah, thanks for coming on the show, Matt Eisele.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Yeah. Maybe we should get some questions for you.
Yeah.
What do you say? If you guys have a question for Matt Eisele or for our team, you can reach out, email us, contact@harrisinvestmentgroup.com, and we'll get those questions answered.
Heck yeah. Send them over.
Yeah, Q&A.
Q&A, we love it.
Yes, sir.
Send it over.
Send it over.
Until next time.
Until next time, America. Wait, what's that from?
I don't even know.
Anyways, well, until next
I
time.
like that it says America. So
Yeah. Until next time, America. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Thank you.